Beloved, welcome back to the shop. In today's video, we're going to be finishing up the camp kitchen. Now, what we're building here is an all-in-one kitchen unit. If you needed to go camping, or to have your cook stove, all of your plates, Dutch oven, all that sort of thing in one spot where you could open it up and you have everything ready to go. This is going to be useful for camping, obviously. This is similar to what we had up the elk hunting camp that I grew up with. But if you're an overlander or someone that just wants to have an option, let's say you have to flee your house to be able to have a cooking unit where you could provide for your family, it's got a lot of roles. So we'll finish up today. We got all the hardware, so let's just jump into it. We'll start with the piano hinges. Gentlemen, you're in for a treat. You'll be watching a man operating at the very limits of his abilities. So this is the tricky part. I just want to lay it out, kind of show you what we're doing here. I mocked this up. This clamshell design is kind of troublesome if you don't do it properly. So I've been I just mocked this up here. What we're going to have is this piece here is going to be basically on the face. And this will hinge down. This is just a temporary piece. This will hinge down and have a nice seamless, smooth work or cutting area, a prep area. Now this will come up here and close. Now the lid is going to also need to come down and mate perfectly. This will be on a piano hinge. On the top section here, we're going to have our cook stove. So this, when we're using it, we'll need to be able to flip it up and get this up out of the way and cook, and then be able to fold it down. Now when this folds down, we're going to have also this piece here. Getting all these measurements here. It should look something like this, so it will close. Whoops! It will close and open like this. This is a piano hinge. When you purchase these, they come in various lengths, but it's never what you need. So it's common practice to cut them to what you need. You could make multiple hinges out of this, whatever you need, but obviously it's bigger than we want. Now, automatically what most guys do is they measure it here and they mark it and they cut it off of one end, but that's not the way to do it because your holes don't line up and it's bad style. So what you need to do is you need to cut it in two places. So what I do is I basically find the center. With it centered, we've got the reveal, the same on both sides, and we're just gonna mark here. We're gonna cut on both ends. When screw placement is critical for everything lining up, I'll take it all and mark the very center of the hole. As you get the screw on one side or the other, it can wildly change where your hinge sits. I want to warn you, I am not a cabinet maker. I am a general purpose carpenter. So everything we're doing here may be redone. Who knows? There's things, you don't know what you don't know, right? When you're dealing with these hinges, it's always a little bit fiddly here, but we'll just go slow and hopefully we don't do something that's irreversible. One of the handiest tools in the shop is an awl. My granddad always had one in his top of his toolbox. It always meant, his most important things. But an awl is, goodness, it is the handiest thing. Oh. Well, that's the way it goes sometimes. Goodness, I should have known better than that. I was even talking to myself, don't drill through it. Oh, two! All right, well, at least it's symmetrical. Goodness, these M12 tools, they're so good. People ask me, what do you like best? If I was going to start over with purchasing my cordless tools, would I do DeWalt, Milwaukee, Makita? I would do Milwaukee. There's just no question which is currently the best. You reap what you sow when it comes to carpentry. The care you take in your cutting in the early stages. Oh, look at that. What about the other side? I can't do a jump cut or nobody would believe me. How does that look right there? You see this dark area? This is from using a table saw blade that's dull. Instead of cutting, it burns through, but that's what I had for an 80 tooth. But that looks good. For the front, this is what I was thinking. I cut this front, it was one piece, and I ripped out 5.5 inches from it. Now the reason why I did that was so that when this is closed, now the camp stove is going to be up on top there, when this is closed, it didn't cover up. It broke right there at the top of that shelf. And it doesn't cover it up. So even if this were closed, if I needed to get dishes or things out, I would only have to open up one side to get in there. And then for the rest of it, of course, it'll open like this. Now, how did we, whoops. Now we need to attach these two. Oh, this is a little bit long here. The hinges, I missed. That's all right. We'll trim that down. I saved the factory edge on this piece here so that there's a nice clean joint there. I'm going to hold off on the glue. Let's set a couple of screws and just check the fitment. I'm going to be very surprised if this works out. I have not had good luck in the past with conflicts, hinges, and, well, we're about to find out, aren't we? All right, gentlemen, here we go. The proof is in the eating of the pudding. Oh yeah, a little bit long there. Hateful fly. A little bit long there, but that's okay. We'll just trim it. So, looks like we got about just a little bit 16th. Here you can see just a little bit. So we'll just, I think I'll trim that top piece there. Have a nice factory edge there. I'll leave that alone. Ouch. Ooh. Goodness, that hurts. Oh. Gentlemen, I ran into something that concerns me. We don't have a lot of strength. We've got a box that's only closed on two sides, so it's not gonna be super strong. And the other thing I've noticed is that I'm out of square, and there's no way to, and then keep it square. That affects the door. So I think what we'll do is I cut this piece right here, is we'll put a support in. Cut right, put a support in right here. Now I cut that perfect to the opening, and that's going to help kind of square that up. It's going to give this a lot more strength, and that'll go a great way to stiffen all this up. But now we're sitting on top of the hinges. Don't do this either. Butcher's tool. I'm doing cabinet work with a jigsaw. Goodness, this piece here took almost as long to make as the rest of the box. Looks like it fits over the hinge nicely. That's gonna be a lot better. It's gonna keep things from rolling out. It's not gonna be that big of a deal to get past it. Plus, now we're square. So let's glue and screw this in, and then we'll get it buttoned up. Gentlemen, we did it. Very happy. Those latches are nice. It won't let the drawer fall out until you lift the top. I was going to put magnets on there, but I don't know that it's necessary. There we have it. Got a nice cutting area. I'm going to find some brackets that lock this out. I'll have to do a little research on that. It's something I overlooked. But the oven, or the Coleman cooker, will go here. I have it sized for the big dual fuel. You could put the propane. It'll fit any of them. And I did not glue the center section. So in a pinch, if I needed to, that could always be moved up and down. You could adjust it if you had something different or wanted a different stove in there. This stiffened it up quite a bit. We still have pretty easy pass through. I don't see a problem with that. Guy could even put one up here. Wouldn't necessarily be a bad idea, but I don't know that it's necessary. But folds up very nice, and this is going to be a complete kitchen. You know, this is similar to what we had growing up with the elk hunting camp. This was commonly done in chuck wagons. Chuck wagons would follow around workers, railroad, they'd follow around cowboys, and there was a guy that had, more elaborate than this, but essentially a traveling kitchen. So to be able to put your cast iron, your spices, serving for 4, 6, however many you have in your family in one thing is going to be pretty cool. Everything in one spot. So next video, we will completely, we'll do the sanding and we'll put the coating on it. We'll probably paint it and do the stenciling like I have been doing. And also, I'm very excited to share with you guys the full camping list. Everything that a guy would need in a basic cooking stove. You know, your Dutch oven, your 12-inch Lodge cast iron, your spices, your plates, flatware, all that stuff. I have that list and I'll share that with you. And I have all the items and we'll actually build it together. So subscribe for that and look forward to that. We'll jump on that as soon as we can. May God bless you and your families. Please keep us in your prayers and we'll see you all on the next video.